All domestic dogs, from tiny Chihuahuas to towering Great Danes, trace their lineage back to a common ancestor, the gray wolf. But some breeds have retained more than just distant DNA. They've preserved the morphology, behavior, and primal instincts that reflect their wild origins, from pack-driven behavior and territorial instincts to their physical structure and even their vocalizations. In this video, we've listed the 10 most wolfish dog breeds. Number 10. Karelian Bear Dog. Historically bred to hunt large game, yes, including bears, these dogs exhibit astonishing bravery. Much like a wolf pack harassing a much bigger predator, Karelian bear dogs will work in pairs to confront bears or moose, barking to distract the beast while the hunter moves in. They're also fiercely loyal to their pack leader. In fact, the Karelian bear dog, like its wolf ancestor, recognizes the leadership of one person, devoting itself to an owner with a strong will. This independent streak and one-master loyalty harken back to wolves, who respect a clear pack hierarchy. Their prey drive is so high that a Karelian might view smaller pets as game, and they'll fearlessly square up to animals many times their size. It's not hard to imagine a pair of these brave canines darting through the forest like wolves, working together to corner a wild boar or even a bear. Number 9. Akita Inu. Akita is a Spitz breed that diverged early in dog evolution, retaining many wolf-like characteristics. For one, it's notoriously territorial and dominant, much like a wolf holding its territory. Akitas are aloof with strangers but deeply loyal to their pack. This mirrors wolf behavior. Wolves are devoted to their pack members, yet wary of outsiders. Historically, Akitas were used by Matagi hunters for hunting Yezo bear in Japan, a job requiring cunning and courage akin to wolves hunting large prey. Physically, an Akita has heavy bones and a broad, wolfy head. They also share the wolf's quiet confidence. Akitas tend not to bark without good reason. Wolves, too, are selective in their vocalizations. When an Akita stands guard, silent and imposing, you can practically sense the ancient wolf within. And if something threatens its territory, don't be surprised if this dog issues a deep, wolf-like woo or howl instead of a typical bark. Number 8. Siberian Laika. Laika is Russian for barker, but these ancient hunting dogs often prefer a wolfish howl to a bark. The Siberian Laikas, which include West and East Siberian Laika breeds, are medium-sized, primitive Spitz-type dogs. They typically have wolf-gray, black, or piebald coats, pricked ears, and sharp muzzles, looking much like a smaller timber wolf. Laikas are considered northern primitive breeds that have changed little from the first dogs domesticated from wolves. In fact, of all the Laika breeds, the East Siberian Laika is thought to have the most wolf blood in its lineage. These dogs were bred by Siberian hunters to work with them, much like a cooperative wolf on a hunt. A Laika in the wild will range far and wide, treeing squirrels or even baying elk, showing the resourcefulness of a wolf surviving in harsh taiga forests. Their appearance and survival skills say it all. Their wolf-like appearance, endurance at work, strong health, intelligence, and ability to survive under minimal care make them particularly attractive to hunter dog lovers who value primitive dogs. Laikas bond strongly with their human family, but remain aloof and independent, often roaming the yard or forest perimeter on their own terms, just as a wolf might patrol its territory. Number 7. Samoyed. The Samoyed is one of the most ancient dog breeds, essentially domesticated from wolves by the Samoyedic people of Siberia. In fact, fanciers call the Samoyed a primitive breed native to one of the world's harshest climates, bred true for 1,000 years with minimal interference by man. This means genetically, Samoyeds remain very close to their wild ancestors. They traveled, herded reindeer, and slept with their nomadic families for warmth, forming tight-knit packs. To this day, Samoyeds are famously friendly and pack-oriented. They crave company and will consider you part of their family, just as a wolf relies on its pack. Don't let the smile fool you. They have a mischievous, independent streak. A bored Samoyed might howl or yodel to express itself. Many owners are amused to find their Samis can sing like wolves at sirens or music, and their instinct to roam and explore the tundra remains strong. Some say Samoyeds descend directly from Arctic wolves, and watching a Samoyed bound joyfully across the snow, you'll believe it. With its muzzle to the wind catching scents and its eyes on the distant horizon, the Samoyed carries the spirit of the wild north, just in an ultra-fuzzy, lovable package. Number 6. Alaskan Malamute. The Malamute is among the most wolf-like dogs in appearance. Indeed, an unruly adult Malamute can weigh as much as a gray wolf. They have been a part of human history for thousands of years, pulling sleds for the Inuit and surviving the Arctic, an ancient basal breed closely related to wolves in lineage. Malamutes have a pack-oriented nature. Traditionally, they worked in teams and lived alongside people. They're devoted and playful with their family, but also independent and strong-willed, requiring firm leadership. One wolfish habit Malamutes are famous for: they howl. A Malamute might talk with soft howls and woo-woo sounds instead of barking, especially when excited or seeking attention. Their prey drive can be high, and small animals may trigger their inner hunter. Watching a Malamute charge through deep snowdrifts, harness strapped to a sled, eyes blazing with excitement, you're witnessing something primordial. It's the closest thing to driving a wolf team across the tundra. Just be ready with a strong arm and a good vacuum. These furballs shed enough to carpet a cave. Number 5. Greenland Dog. Brought to Greenland by the Thule people over 1,000 years ago, this breed has lived in isolation and is almost unchanged from the prehistoric sled dogs. DNA shows they share common ancestors with wolves from ancient Siberia. Tough and primeval, Greenland dogs live in outdoor packs, establishing their own hierarchy much like a wolf pack would. Fights for dominance can occur, especially among males, a very wolfy trait. These dogs are known for their endurance and strength, pulling sleds across polar ice for hours on end, which mirrors the stamina of wolves ranging over vast territories. Fascinatingly, Inuit hunters historically bred their sled dogs with wolves to boost aggression, fearlessness, and strength in the pack. The practice, long considered a myth, was confirmed by studies and Inuit oral history. First-generation wolf dog hybrids were huge and ferocious, albeit too wild for sled work, so they'd breed back into the dog population to maintain just a touch of wolf vigor. The result? Generations of Greenland dogs inherited traits like intelligence, aggression, fearlessness, and strength from their wolf ancestors, yet remained trainable enough to pull sleds. When you hear a team of Greenland dogs howling into the polar night, it's the ancient call of the wild, a haunting chorus that blurs the line between dog and wolf. Number 4. Siberian Husky. Siberian Huskies are famed for their howl. Many husky owners have been startled by a midnight wolf serenade in their living room, as huskies love to vocalize with howls, woos, and yodels. Unlike typical pet dogs that bark, huskies prefer the wolf's mode of communication. Their genetic closeness to wolves is also notable. Studies suggest huskies, and similar northern breeds, carry ancient wolf DNA from Siberia. As nomads crossed the Bering Land Bridge into Alaska, their dogs, the ancestors of huskies, picked up wolf DNA along the way, adapting to the high Arctic environment. This helps explain the husky's endurance and thick coat. Huskies have an independent streak and roaming instinct that any wolf would respect. Turn your back, and a husky might scale the fence or slip its leash, not out of malice, but out of an irrepressible urge to explore beyond the horizon. They also have a strong pack mentality. They are happiest with other dogs or humans to form a pack and will test for alpha position, a reason huskies need confident training. Their prey drive can be high. More than a few pet cats have been surprised by a husky's sudden wolfish chase instinct. Huskies even physically resemble wolves in gait and stamina. When they run, tongues lolling and paws flying over the snow, you can almost envision a wolf pack gliding across a moonlit landscape. However, unlike real wolves, huskies are famously friendly with people. So while they might look and howl like wolves, they'd probably invite a burglar into play. Number 3. Northern Inuit Dog. The Northern Inuit dog is literally bred to be the wolf you can live with. Large and wolf-like in appearance, these dogs have a thick gray or silver coat, long legs, and a straight, bushy tail. If you've seen the dire wolves in Game of Thrones, you've seen Northern Inuits. They used this breed to portray the Stark children's giant wolves in Season 1. Northern Inuits are not direct wolf hybrids. They were developed by mixing breeds like Siberian Huskies, Alaskan Malamutes, and German Shepherds to achieve a wolfy look without actual wolf content. The result is a dog with striking wolf-like features. They have the size and build of a wolf, the coat colors of a timber wolf, and even tend to move with a certain lupine grace. They are highly intelligent and independent, owing to their husky, Malamute heritage, which in turn comes from wolves. Northern Inuits often have a strong pack mentality. They bond closely with their families and can suffer if left isolated, much like a lone wolf away from its pack. They also tend to be quite vocal, engaging in howls, whines, and talking. Because they were bred to resemble wolves, Northern Inuits have capitalized on the public's fascination with dire wolves and real wolves alike. But be warned, beneath that majestic exterior is a dog that needs lots of exercise, mental stimulation, and a confident leader. Treat them too lightly, and you'll find your wolf redecorating your home out of boredom. Number 2. Czechoslovakian Wolf Dog. Also known as Czechoslovakian Vlčák, looks almost indistinguishable from a European wolf. Of all our contenders, the Czechoslovakian wolf dog arguably shares the closest resemblance and genetics to wolves. In the 1950s, Czech military experiments bred German Shepherds with Carpathian wolves to create a superior border patrol dog. The result was first-generation hybrids with 50-50 wolf dog DNA, later bred down to a stable breed, today's Vlčák. This lineage gifts them extraordinary senses and stamina. They can trot over 60 miles in a day and leap and climb like, well, a wild wolf. Temperament-wise, they are loyal, playful, and intelligent, but also extremely independent and aloof with strangers. That's classic wolf behavior, affectionate and goofy with packmates, wary of outsiders. Training a Czechoslovakian wolf dog is not for the faint-hearted. They don't automatically see humans as leaders and may question your commands. They also have a strong hunt drive. If it moves, their instinct is to chase. On the flip side, they're incredibly pack-loyal and form deep bonds with their owners, often following them from room to room, your very own wolf shadow. These wolf dogs rarely bark. Instead, they communicate in a range of howls, grunts, and whines, much like a wolf pack conversing. Given enough exercise and mental stimulation, a Czechoslovakian wolf dog will thrive. But without it, expect your house to get a redecorating courtesy of a bored half-wolf tornado. One owner famously quipped that living with a Vlčák is like having a tame wolf as a roommate, one that occasionally eats your shoes. Still, for experienced handlers, the reward of working with such a primeval, spirited creature is incomparable. You have a living piece of the wild by your side. Number 1. Saarloos Wolf Dog. The Saarloos Wolf Dog was created in 1935 by Lendert Saarloos, who crossed a German Shepherd with a European Grey Wolf. His aim was to bring back what he saw as the natural qualities of dogs, essentially injecting wolf into the gene pool. The result was about 1/3 wolf by the early generations. Today's Saarloos have approximately 20% wolf DNA on average. So what does that mean? It means Saarloos wolf dogs often act more like actual wolves than like typical dogs. They are not aggressive. In fact, they have very little attack instinct toward humans and usually won't make good guard dogs. Instead, like a wolf, they tend to be shy, skittish or avoidant around strangers. A Saarloos might slink behind its owner when a new person approaches, or silently watch from a distance rather than bound up for a treat. This breed essentially retained the wolf's natural caution. However, with their own family, Saarloos wolf dogs are affectionate, playful, and loyal. They also have a strong predatory instinct. Small animals running trigger that innate wolf chase. Many Saarloos owners must be careful with cats or livestock. Training a Saarloos can be, to put it mildly, an adventure. They are intelligent but not eager to please in the way domestic dogs are. Living with a Saarloos often feels like cohabiting with a piece of the wild. You learn to appreciate subtle body language and quiet companionship. This dog won't be fetching your slippers, but it might quietly rest its head on your lap in a moment of trust, which feels incredibly special knowing its heritage. Interestingly, Mr. Saarloos originally hoped his wolf dogs could work as guide dogs for the blind. That did not pan out, as these dogs were too independent and easily spooked. Instead, the breed found love among enthusiasts who valued its beauty and wolf-like behavior. Today, Saarloos wolf dogs are relatively rare and often only recommended for very experienced owners. That wraps up our countdown of the 10 most wolfish dog breeds. Which of these majestic canines do you think carries the wild spirit of the wolf most strongly? Or do you have one at home already? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, here are 2 others you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.